see if I have that fan motor or if it's hitting something. Hopefully there's no ice in there, but let me get a jacket first and then I'll come back. Man, and people always look at me funny when I'm putting on a jacket and it's 100 degrees outside. I gotta tell people that I work in walk-ins a lot. Alright, so now let's go back inside. Got my jacket, got my tools. Let's check that out. Alright, so we took this off. It spins freely, it's not like locked up. And it looks like it's plugged in. So let me get the blade off. Probably check for voltage. Damn it, dude. This thing is so freaking old. That screw will not move. Already bent my freaking Allen wrench. And I have other kinds, but I don't want to mess them up. Let's see if we can get this whole thing out and then just cut the shaft. I got it all out. It was plugged in over there. So I'm just gonna make sure that we have voltage there. But the motor's hot, so I'm pretty sure we do. And even these little nuts were hard to get off because I don't think this thing's been touched in like forever. But we got that off. If I can't get the set screw off, just gonna cut it down here. I don't know if I have my power tools with me because I've been moving, but we'll get it out. Probably put a new motor in and a new blade. All I really need is this mount here. Hey, penetrating oil for the win. Got it out. Don't have to cut anything. So what do we need? It's a 208 1/15 1400 RPM. So let's see. Counterclockwise lead, and so if it's facing you, it's clockwise because it's blowing air towards you. Should have that in stock, so let's go get one from the back and we'll put it on. Super simple. This is my heavy duty little wrench set that I like to use. I want to get those bigger like Hvacr ones that everybody has, but maybe later. Alright, so I'm putting the motor in. With anything, you want to make sure your wires are all tucked away neatly and won't rub out, cause any shorts. I still have to do a lot more here. And these are my lines, purple and white. So I'm going to cut these back too. The plug is right here. And I don't have slack, so I'm gonna keep the plug and I'm just gonna put this piece that I made right here with the purple and white and plug it in. I have proper voltage coming out anyway, we're good here, and I don't want to do a whole bunch of wiring or rewiring if I don't have to. So let me get this cleaned up and we'll get it on. Yeah, that don't work. The request that they sent me today was just to replace a fan that they noticed wasn't working. So we checked to make sure it was bad and we changed it out. Now if something's wrong with the temperature, which I don't think so, I don't think it'll be, they'll send me another request and I can do that, further check it. But for today it was just a motor swap, easy call. Looks to be working fine. It's an oldie, but it works. Their freezer, everything else looked fine. All right, now we're checking an AC. I went downstairs already. Back's fine. Front is 90 degrees, so let's go see why, see if it's even on. It's running. Oh, not an AC unit issue, guys. You always got to check these if you work in kitchens. That's not working at all. Makeup area is working. Let's see what we got. We're running here. Alright, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not too familiar with it, but I'm not getting any voltage on anything, anywhere. And this is down. So something's off or tripped somewhere down there. So let's shut that off. I'm not even sure what this is because I think that's what pushes that in or something. Let's see if I can take a look at this real quick before I go down. So I popped the top off. It looks fine. I don't hear anything weird. See if there's an issue with the blower. But I was looking for like a broken belt, something burnt, shorted out. But I'm gonna go see if I find where it's tripped. See if we can get that back on and test it out. And I'll keep this off. And I'll see if I can put this back on. Alright, so somebody came to help me. They're checking for the breaker. They said they turned it on. So let's see. me double check with him. Maybe it was something they did. I don't think he said it was tripped. I think he said it was off. We still charge for human error, so see if I can get out of here maybe. Alright, simple one there. They were actually trying to figure out who stacked all those sodas because they must have turned the breaker off. It was not tripped whatsoever. It was completely off. And they just delivered sodas recently, they said, and somebody stacked them. Must have bumped into the breaker. And it's actually been like that for a few days, I think, because they were complaining that they've been working like that. Surprised that they weren't having heat strokes and all that, but I mean, it wasn't anything with the unit. We checked everything and it worked out fine. It works fine. So sometimes it's just human error on the customer's part. And obviously, if they call us out there, we have to bill them for going out there, even if it's something simple like that. It's just part of the job. And now they're going to online requests. So like our other national company that we work at, they submit everything online and we get an email or an alert on an app to go out there. And I had noticed, because when I logged in, I guess they're supposed to take care of certain things first before it comes to us. Before it's brought to our attention, they have to, like, I guess, do some procedures and checks. So when I logged in, they had already uploaded pictures of their filters and all that, so maybe that's why it took a couple days for them to call us out there, because they have to go through a procedure. I don't know, everything's going through this online stuff now, and customers usually have to wait a little longer, and this is all from, you know, up at the top of the chain, so it's all the owners, people that are not actually here that put those procedures in place. Back when I started over a decade ago, just get a call and you go and you fix it. You're there, fix everything, get paid, in and out. Now they do all this, and there's some guys, I'm not gonna say it to you guys, but there's some guys out there that take advantage of customers, and then that's what pushes them to do all this stuff. A lot of the accounts we have just straight out told us that they're doing this because they've been screwed over before on prices, on any work that was like done but it was like faked. They would write out stuff and they weren't even at the location. And there was one that, or there was a, no, it's happened at more than one account, where the previous company would just gas and go every month, and they would bill them. I mean, they keep these receipts and they look at them. They keep these invoices and they look at them. So I mean, you might make a quick dollar, but you'll get caught. They showed us their invoices and stuff, and they're like, you know, we want it fixed. Just, you know, do whatever needs to be done, because we don't want you, or the previous company would come in every month and just bill us for refrigerant, and it was like, just like the company would treat it like as a normal thing. Like, they'd come in every month, charge for refrigerant, and leave. They never fixed leaks. I had one account that they had like a little mini rack on the roof for all their coolers inside their prep coolers. I found leaks on a bunch of service ports, on almost all their pressure controls were leaking, because it had dual pressure controls on like 6 compressors. There were like 5 out of 6 were leaking. A lot of expansion valves were leaking, and a couple of coils. Now when I go in there, I have to take care of all that. It is pricey at first, and sometimes we'll let them pick and choose, or like do a couple things a month and not everything in 1 month. But when I go in there, I look for the problem. You just don't look, you gotta look past like the symptom, like it's low on charge. Yeah, you can put Freon in it and it'll work, but, and it might even hold refrigerant for like a week or something, but where's the leak? Trip breakers, you turn them on, it might work. Trips again in a week, what's wrong? You know, find your shorts, or your voltage drops, stuff like that. And just take your time on that stuff, man, because I mean, it's good for us because we take over these accounts and we look like we're way better than these other companies, but for you guys, like, you know, watch your back, take your time and do the right work. Pull your vacuums, purge your nitrogen, do all your checks. I can assure you the customer will appreciate you taking the extra few minutes to do these things versus having to call back every week. I personally, like, I used to have callbacks all the time when I started because I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't taught all these things now that is available to you guys online and stuff that you can just read about, watch. I learned the hard way. There was no YouTube back then. So, yeah, I had callbacks. It pissed me off. I made sure to get better every time. And now I take my time to do the work right. And I don't get callbacks anymore. So, just gotta think of it like that. It's your reputation. And no matter what, even if you're working for a company, because I work for basically myself, but even if you work for a company and the company has a bad rap, you don't want that for yourself as a tech. You go to another company, they're gonna know what kind of work that you do. And customers will talk, man, because word of mouth is big. We don't really advertise that much, to be honest. We don't do commercials, we don't do social media advertisements, we don't do billboards or any of that. And our vans were, for the longest time, were just white, they were unmarked. I just got my wrap recently just for a professional look, and we're starting to do all the trucks, but we never advertised. Business cards, if we needed to, we would leave them, but word of mouth was our best advertisement. You do good work here, they'll recommend you to somebody because they got a buddy. And even us, like, we do commercial. We did one hospital, or my dad knew somebody there. We got in, they're like, oh, I'm gonna recommend you to this hospital in the next town, in the next city, county, whatever. And we got multiple hospitals. Same thing with the restaurants, they know each other. Managers from restaurants or anything, they jump around too. They get another job, they don't stay there forever. They go work at another restaurant, they're like, I want you to come and take care of this franchise, whatever. So word of mouth, man, that's the best thing. So you got to make sure that you're doing your job right, and you don't want that bad rap on you. So just do the best you can. Make sure you go through all your steps, find the problem, fix it. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you don't know. I don't know everything. My strength is commercial refrigeration, specifically kitchen. I don't know a lot about HVAC, ACs. Sure as hell don't know a lot about residential and split systems, so I'll ask somebody or a second opinion if I ever need that. So just don't be afraid to ask, and just keep getting better, man. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I ranted a little bit, and see See you guys next time.